All right, a while back I was looking through a cookbook and I saw a really cool display with a cheese board on a marble cutting board. And I thought that would be really neat to replicate for the dolls. Today we're going to work on the marble cutting board. Stay tuned and see what a fun and easy project this is. All right, we are going to start making our marble by getting our 4 colors of clay. 3 of these colors are my standard clay mix for marble, and the 4th one is kind of an experiment, so I'm really hoping it works. Our largest quantity of clay is a white translucent mix. This is 2 parts white to 1 part translucent. Brand doesn't matter on these clays. If you don't add translucent, I find my white just looks too heavy in the stone. It doesn't look right. Next, we have gray. And it wasn't too many years ago, I had to mix gray every time I wanted to use it. Now, I can get Sculpey in elephant gray. And elephant gray is so much easier than mixing my own gray. The next down is Fimo Pearl. This is a pearl white. It just adds just a tiny bit of shimmer to my white. It's not very noticeable, and you can see there's not much of it here. And then I always add some black. And this black is special. I have this package of Primo Accents in Twinkle Twinkle. I bought this a while back, and I've been looking for a reason to use it because it's black with little silver and gold speckles in it. And I thought, for marble, this will be perfect. So I've made my canes, get them a little bit longer because they're not quite long enough, I don't think. And this black, I don't care if it breaks. I'm going to make it as long as the others. If it breaks, that's fine. I don't want solid lines. And you'll see this is going to be a really neat design through our marble. Those together, make this just a little bit longer. And now we're going to bunch these together and we are going to twist. And we're going to roll it. And it's gotten warm sitting under the light, so it's not wanting to stick together. Put it in my hands, roll it together. Twist it some more. We're not trying to blend the colors, we're trying to marble them, trying to get them striped into interesting designs. They will blend a little. All right, now I'm going to cut this down and I'm going to work with part of it at a time. All right, so we have our larger chunk and I managed to get green clay on this. I'm going to pick off that little bit of green. And I want to roll this out thinner. I needed the other end of the clay for another project. Now I'm continually making this skinnier and twisting it, just like you would if you were making like a candy cane. Now, bend it in half and twist it. We want those vein lines to get really thin. All right, see how tiny those lines have gotten? Now I need to flatten this, and I'm going to run it through my pasta machine on the thickest, actually, yeah, on the thickest setting. I can do that. It's a little, okay, let's twist this around again. I'm not quite happy with that yet. I want my lines a little less defined, a little thinner. If you feel like your clay, when you fold it up like that and start rolling the cane again, if you feel it moving inside, it means you have an air bubble, an air pocket. Just squeeze really hard on that spot and it will go away. And I can see little sparkly bits from my twinkle clay, which is really cool. I'm really enjoying that. I think that's going to look really neat. Oh, I think this is going to look really neat. Okay, I am going to start by rolling this through lengthwise first, I think this time. Oh yeah. And now fold and go crosswise and we'll see what we get. Oh, that looks neat. I want to go a little bit bigger. Let's see. Is this going to be big enough? How big is this? I like this not quite so long and a little bit wider. So I'm going to go this way. Oh, that made for a neat look. Now, fold the edges in. That's gorgeous on that side. Let's see what we get now. All right, so what size did we end up with? I can go a little thinner. I'm going to go to the number 2 pasta, say on my pasta machine. I'm going to go crosswise because that's the way I want more size. Oh, that's really, really gorgeous. And I think for this, let's see, how big is this? It's about 3 inches. Let's see if we can cut a line. Whoops. I've been using this ruler with my knife way too much. Now, if you use a plastic ruler with your clay, you need to make sure that you wipe it down with a wet wipe when you're done, because raw polymer clay will eat holes in your rulers, in your plastic stuff. Now, since I know I've got a straight edge, I can go over here, get as much length as I can. If it's not perfectly square, I'm okay with that, I think. Come on. I'll stay under camera. And get this. All right. There. Now we have a doll-sized marble cutting board. I am going to bake this at 250 degrees for about 10 minutes, and when it's all baked and cooled, I'll be back. All right, so this is now baked and cooled, and I want something I didn't mention before I went to bake this. When I took this, since I do bake on a paper plate, I always bake on paper plates. That way I don't end up with a super shiny back. Oh, the back is cool looking. I brought this in here when it was really, as soon as it came out of the oven, straight to my tile, and I laid it on my cold tile, and I made sure I flattened it. Now, if it has any rough edges, you can use just a regular emery board. And this one isn't completely straight, and that's okay because these boards aren't always. Now, I want to get a buffed sheen to it. I don't want a shiny finish, but I want a little bit of a sheen. And I took this scrap of clay and baked it off and tried it out. What I used was one of these multi-sided nail buffers. I got this one at Dollar Tree quite a while ago. And this one actually has a really coarse grit on the ends, which I don't use for buffing clay. I start with number 2 on this one. And it's going to take a while. It's going to take a long while. Go back and forth on your clay. If you're raising up dust, don't breathe the dust from your polymer clay. On smaller projects, it's not really going to be an issue, but this is starting to get large enough. We could get some dust in the air, so if you're sensitive to that, wear a mask, do this in a well-ventilated area. Just be careful, be safe. And I'm buffing. And I'm just going around in numerical order. So I started with number 2 on this, then number 3, number 4. And this takes quite a while. Number 5. We're just going to go all the way around, and I'm going to spend most of my time on number 7, which is the finest grit. It's almost like paper. It's the polish and shine one. Once you've got this pretty smooth, you're going to sit down with this. And this little piece took about 20 minutes. I did this while I was watching a YouTube video. It was a 20-minute long video. It took the whole video to get a shine. But you can, I don't know if the camera is picking up the subtle sheen. I think it is. I can't tell on that little tiny screen, and it's going to be impossible to photograph. In person, you can see a difference. But I really like how this turns out once it's shined up. But the polishing and shining, that's totally optional. It looks awesome even not with the sheen on it. So that's our marble cutting board. Come back next time and we are going to make a variety of cheeses to put on here. I've got some really cool things to show you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.